What's up, PSGINT family? It's your boy PSGINT here, and today I will be doing a combined 11 of Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern München. As we all know, they have been drawn against each other in the round of 16, so I thought, let's do a combined 11. I thought of doing one now and then one later when it's much closer to the game. So let's get straight into this. First of all, let's start with the manager. The manager comes first, ahead of all the players, and here we have Christophe Galtier and Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann, his second season at Bayern München, and Galtier with his first season. I think it's a pretty easy choice. I mean, Nagelsmann, I'm not saying all Bayern fans want him out, but a big chunk of them want him out. What's Galtier? Everybody in Paris Saint-Germain are in love with him. Even the Messi, the Neymar, and Mbappe fans are in love with Galtier. And if we talk with them tactically as managers, Galtier is much more suited to the role he has at Paris Saint-Germain, even though this is the first time he's actually managed a big club. Same thing goes for Nagelsmann, who was previously at RB Leipzig. But for me, it's an easy choice here. It's Christophe Galtier who takes the managerial spot. Next up, we have goalkeeper. We have Gianluigi Donnarumma and Manuel Neuer. Manuel Neuer, the veteran, still going strong at the age of 36, whilst Gianluigi Donnarumma is trying his best to bounce back after his mistake and bad ending to last season after that mistake against Real Madrid. Both have been really good this season, even though sometimes they have conceded goals. Most of the goals can be blamed on the defense of their own perspective team instead of their own mistakes. But I think that Manuel Neuer slightly edges it, especially with him having a 100% record in the Champions League, whilst Donnarumma has made actually 2 mistakes in the Champions League. So Manuel Neuer takes the goalkeeper position. Right back, we have Achraf Hakimi and Benjamin Pavard, the Moroccan against the Frenchman. Achraf Hakimi performing okay, decently, consistently for Paris Saint-Germain, which should still be a very good thing. And on their day, Hakimi is better than Pavard. I mean, it's not a question about that. And even though Bayern also have a Mazraoui, who they got from Ajax this summer, Benjamin Pavard has performed absolutely amazing for them this season, both in the centre-back and the right-back position. So for me, Benjamin Pavard takes the right-back spot. We can see 1 Paris Saint-Germain person and 2 Bayern München players so far already. And the centre-back position, we have, of course, 4 options for those 2 centre-back spots. On the right, we have Dayot Upamecano and Marquinhos. Marquinhos, very similarly to Donnarumma, trying his best to strengthen himself after those mistakes against Real Madrid, whilst Upamecano has been much better than his last season with Bayern München, improving. Just last game against Hertha Berlin made an astonishing tackle to get Bayern to those 3 points. And in the left centre back spot, we got Lucas Hernandez and Danilo Pereira. Danilo Pereira, as we all know, has been exceptional for Paris Saint-Germain this season. Very consistent, even though you can see he's playing out of position because he's naturally a CDM, but you don't even notice it anymore. And even though his pace isn't the strongest, his IQ is just too good. It's just too good, his IQ. Lucas Hernandez, as we all know, very versatile player, linked as well with Paris Saint-Germain. Really enjoy how he plays, but not on the level of Danilo Pereira. So my 2 centre-backs, it's Dayot Upamecano and Danilo Pereira. Marquinhos, I think, in a short time of span, can get ahead of Upamecano. If we talk about Marquinhos in the past 5 games, he's the best centre-back here. But he hasn't been that consistently for this season. And by the way, this squad is only about this season's form. It has nothing to do with anything that happened previously. At the left back spot, Alphonso Davies and Nuno Mendes. And I think a lot of Bayern fans and some other fans are going to get mad at me here. But listen, when you have a left back or a right back, what's the first thing you look at? It's defending. And comparing Nuno Mendes and Alphonso Davies defending, you can't do that. Alphonso Davies, if he didn't have pace, he would be as bad as Trent. Just his pace saves him too much. But Davies, he's an unbelievable player. If we didn't have Nuno, I would love to have Davies. I even wanted him before we got Nuno, but now we got Nuno. And Nuno, defensively, offensively, just a beast. And we saw that goal he got up for us for the win against Juventus. What an unbelievable run and what an unbelievable goal. His link-up play as well is really amazing. consisting. And Nuno Mendes, for me, takes that left back spot. In the midfield, we have 3 midfielders to choose from both teams. Paris Saint-Germain have Marco Verratti, for me, the best midfielder in the world. I can even maybe listen to debate between him and Kevin De Bruyne, but he's up there, definitely. Vitinha has had an exceptional season at Paris Saint-Germain for his 2nd professional season, and Fabian Ruiz is starting to come back to the form he had around 2018-2019 at Napoli. But Paris Saint-Germain have 3 amazing midfielders, finally. Maybe not amazing, but at least they are good, unlike what we had previously. But all of them have been really good for Paris Saint-Germain this season. Even though Fabian hasn't played the most, he's still very good. Bayern München have Joshua Kimmich, Marcel Sabitzer, and Jamal Musiala. Jamal Musiala, of course, this season has gotten the minutes he has finally deserved, and what a player he has been for Bayern München this season, both in the league and in the Champions League. Kimmich, very similar to Verratti, just that consistent, you know, game after game, showing his performances, and he just showed how good he is. He got the first goal for Bayern München this season with an absolutely amazing free kick. Marcel Sabitzer, on the other hand, has dropped back a little bit in the midfield for Bayern München, playing much deeper than he used to play in Leipzig and Bayern last season, and he has improved immensely for Bayern München, even being better than Leon Goretzka. Even though Leon Goretzka has had injuries, I still feel that Marcel Sabitzer has been the better midfielder for Bayern München this season. And the 3-man midfield will be Musiala, Joshua Kimmich, and Marco Verratti. I think that this is the best midfield to go along, and these 3 have been the best performance this season. And then we come to the attack. Let's begin with the Bayern München attack. We have Sadio Mane, who came from Liverpool and has performed very well, even though he can't fill totally Lewandowski's shoes because he's not the exact same player. He has still been very good for Bayern München. Thomas Müller, Mr. Consistent, yet again, just performing as usual, getting those goals, getting those assists, and just a hard-working player. And then we got Leroy Sané, who has improved a bit since last season, but still, you know, those inconsistent games are still there for him, even though I enjoy Leroy Sané a lot. And then the Paris Saint-Germain attack, do I even need to say something? We got Kylian Mbappe, the top scorer in the Champions League, and I believe the top scorer in Liga and Uber Eats. We got Lionel Messi and Neymar Jr., who have the 1st and 2nd most goal contributions this season, I believe. If not, Neymar has 3rd behind Erling Haaland. What an unbelievable trio this is. That one club can have all of these 3 players. It just OP. So I mean, listen, maybe Bayern people can get mad, but I'm sorry, you're deluded. If you want to put Mane, Sané, or Müller instead of Neymar Jr., Lionel Messi, and Kylian Mbappe, especially after the season they have had this season, you just don't know ball. You just don't know ball, because Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe all need to get into the side, and yeah, there's no debate for me. So as we can clearly see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Bayern München players, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Paris Saint-Germain players. I think a bit can change until the beginning, when the game arrives, of course. Maybe Donnarumma, Neuer can still be a debate. Maybe Hakimi has performed better than Pavard until then. Maybe Vitinha or Fabian can take one of those midfield spots, and who knows, maybe Neymar, Messi, or Mbappe drops off, and maybe one of the Bayern attackers can come in, and maybe even Marquinhos in the centre-back position. I believe so, at least. But this is my combined 11 for Paris Saint-Germain versus Bayern München. Galtier is the manager, of course. What do you think? Rate it down in the comments down below, and let me know what you didn't disagree with in this combined 11. Of course, this is only based on this season, so saying stuff that happened last season or 2 seasons ago doesn't really matter. And I think if I had done this lineup not on form but just general quality, Marquinhos would have gotten into the lineup, and maybe De Ligt, I don't know, even Kimpembe gets a shout there. Hakimi would obviously take the right back position. I think the midfield and attack stays pretty much the same. But that was it. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed, and make sure to subscribe to the PSGINT YouTube channel for the best PSG and football content in the world. And as usual, allez Paris!